Hello and welcome to the Blue Devils podcast. Thank you guys though for tuning in. I'm Don McConaughey. Now I gotta say, this is like take 28 of trying to record this episode. I started this at about 4 o'clock. It's probably 4:30 right now. I'm probably being way over dramatic on the time. Don't quote me on that. But I gotta say, second episode here of the Blue Devil podcast. First one was a huge success, so I thank you guys for that. And here we are, a start of another new week in West Haven Blue Devils sports. And I gotta say, two interesting headlines. You got the boys hockey team at 10 games so far, halfway through their season, along with the girls basketball team also through 10 games on the season. Now, starting with boys ice hockey. You got a 2-8 record coming off of a win though Monday against Immaculate that actually was an overtime win. A game though that shouldn't have even went into overtime though, to be fully honest. Nevertheless though, West Haven picked up their second win of the season to give them that 2-8 record, a 5-4 win. And I gotta say, both of West Haven's wins have come in very dramatic fashion. You know, you got the first win at home against the then undefeated East Haven Yellow Jackets, and that was a complete game shutout for a sophomore starting goalie, Javed Eula. Gave him his first square win, first square shutout, along with a complete game shutout. Not to mention West Haven's first win of the season and first home win. A lot of big accomplishments there, and then you go on the road. Now, this Immaculate game was supposed to be played about a week and a half ago. They go to the stadium. It's already late at night because it's like an hour plus bus ride, car ride, you name it, whatever. It's still a long car ride. And there's a big hole in the ice. A big hole in the ice from, I think, a Zamboni, something like that. Zamboni driver did not know how to drive that day. By the time the game would have started to play, well, it would have already been way past 10:30 p.m. And with the car ride back, that team wouldn't have gotten back till possibly midnight or beyond. So 100% wise choice not to play that night. Nice refresh, just came off the weekend, and you know what? Everyone's walking for the weekend. Well, West Haven, they're walking for a lot of weekday dubs, and that's exactly what they got. So 2-8 now in the win-loss column. They actually play tomorrow, Wednesday, against the North Haven team. I forgot the team last name. They had to go change it. I think it's Nighthawk, something like that. Somewhat intimidating, I gotta say. Connecticut, some of the worst high school mascot names. I mean, at least West Haven, the Blue Devils, it's somewhat intimidating. But I tell you, folks, Connecticut high school teams, they do not know how to come up with good names. It's like the Savannah Bananas in baseball. It's not scary. It's not. You gotta strike fear into other teams. These are not, a lot of these teams, they're not scary. So now going on to girls basketball, you know where it's at. Hooping, shooting, getting them layups, three-pointers, any kind of basketball term that I could think of, I probably just said right there. Now that team's also 8-2. Back-to-back losses against Sacred Heart and Hill House. Now Sacred Heart came in a week where a total of 3 games were played. That was a very busy week for West Haven. They ended up going 2-1 in that week. Last week, Sacred Heart, the outlier there to give them their first loss of the season. Came into that game 8-0 though. Sacred Heart 8-1 in the win-loss column. And then they go play Hill House last night. That ended up being a loss, if I'm correct. It was 69-38. The Sacred Heart game, it was a very close game at the end. The whole fourth period alone lasted about a good 29 minutes, which is a very long time when you look at the 8-minute periods regulation time. You know, that was almost a completely another game when you think about it. So overall, I mean, girls basketball team, they're in great shape. Great team right there, led by Cassidy Carano and Amani Abutatab. And frankly, there's nothing bad to say about that team. You're not going to win every single game. Started the season out, though, a lot better than other teams. I mean, 8-0, now 8-2. I'm very confident in this team. I do see this team going 16-4, 17-3 in the win-loss column. I think the biggest game coming up is right at the end of the schedule against Sacred Heart, and that's at Sacred Heart this time. Now, when West Ham went up against Sacred Heart last week, for a majority of the game, it was about a 10-plus point differential. It would end that way by 10 points. But West Haven lit up, though, in the second half, especially in that fourth period. their offense started rolling. Of course, every team and every game, the offense, the defense will be different, especially who you're playing against. I wouldn't say that Sacred Heart exposed anything on West Haven. I just think that it was just a busy week. Fatigue 100%. The schedule played a huge part of that. So overall, Ghost basketball team in excellent condition and excellent shape. Easily could win 15 plus games, no doubt about that. Hill House, they came in 5-5. How they won. I mean, Hill House is just inconsistent, to be honest with you. That just happened to be one of their good nights. Very interesting game, though, despite that point differential. Now, boys basketball, they're actually playing tonight. Few games below 500. And for defending state champions, well, I would be a little bit concerned, to be honest with you folks. They got to start rolling. They got to start getting on a winning streak. I mean, this is a team that was projected to go deep into the playoffs, possibly win back-to-back state championships. And right now, they're more than a game below 500, so hopefully they're able to get things back. That's what we play against, if I'm correct, Cheshire or Shelton tonight. Didn't get a chance to look at the schedule. One of those two teams, though, overall, I think that no matter who they play against, it's a winnable game 100%. Folks, that's it for today's episode. See you guys next Tuesday. Take it easy, folks. Thank you guys for tuning in.